What if you could be a millionaire in your 20s? Seriously. According to investor Mark Tilbury, who actually did it himself, the answer is a huge yes. But it doesn't just happen by accident. It requires a playbook. So today, we're going to break down his age-by-age guide to building some serious wealth, starting from when you're just a teenager. Okay, wow, that is a bold statement, right? The idea here is that if you follow these specific steps, you can literally shave years, maybe even decades, off your financial journey. And hey, if you're already past your teenage years, don't even worry about it. Just think of this as a checklist to make sure you're on the right track. All right, let's dive in. So, what is the single biggest advantage a young person has? It's not a trust fund. It's not some secret connection. It's time. Just time. Time is the secret ingredient for compound growth, the engine that turns that tiny little snowball of an investment into a massive financial avalanche. The sooner you start rolling that snowball, the bigger it gets. It's that simple. So, how do you actually start building this thing? Well, our journey kicks off in the early teen years. This whole period is about laying the groundwork, the foundation for everything, and I mean everything that comes next. At age 13, the goal is dead simple. Get in the game. Now, you can't just walk into a brokerage and open an investment account yourself. So a parent or a guardian has to open something called a custodial account for you. Think of it as your gateway to the market. It lets all that birthday money, that holiday cash, start working for you right away. Now, these accounts look a little different depending on where you live. Over in the UK, it's called a junior ISA, and you can actually start managing it yourself at 16. In the US, you've got the UGMA, or UTMA, where an adult is in control until you're legally an adult. But look, the name doesn't matter. The crucial thing is that they both do the exact same thing. They get your money invested early. And what kind of growth are we even talking about here? Well, if you just put your money in a simple investment that follows the 500 biggest companies in the US, that's an S&P 500 index fund, it has historically returned an average of 12.58% a year for the last 10 years. Now, of course, past performance is no guarantee of future results, but it shows you the kind of incredible power we're talking about over time. Okay, at 14, your biggest asset, besides time, is freedom. Think about it. No rent, no car payments, no real bills. This is your golden opportunity to experiment without any real financial risk. So try everything. Play sports, clean driveways, get into competitive gaming, whatever. The point isn't just to make a quick buck. It's to learn discipline and, more importantly, figure out what you're actually good at. By 15, it is time for a huge mindset shift. You've got to stop thinking about saving up for the next video game or a pair of sneakers. You need to start building a stash. See, savings, that gets spent, and then it's gone. A stash is different. A stash is a launchpad. It's your capital, the money you're going to use to buy equipment, learn new skills, and fuel your future money-making ideas. All right, next up, this is the phase where you take those talents you've been discovering and that stash you've been building, and you turn them into real, valuable skills. This is where things start to get really interesting. At 16, the name of the game is skill stacking. The whole idea is to develop a few skills, even if they seem totally random and unrelated. Like maybe you get good at selling stuff online, you learn some video editing, and you get into woodwork. You use your stash to invest in better tools, a faster computer, a decent camera, some power tools. You might not see how they all connect just yet, but trust me, you're building a unique combo of skills that's going to make you incredibly valuable down the road. And at 17, you have one mission. Get your driver's license. I know it might sound small, but it is a massive unlock. It's freedom, it's reliability, it's professionalism. Not being able to drive kills so many potential side hustle opportunities. Passing that test just removes a huge roadblock and basically tells the world you're ready for business. And now for the main event, turning 18. This is it. This is when the entire world of finance finally opens up to you. This is your moment to launch, and there is a very clear checklist to make sure you absolutely nail it. Here we go, the 7 essential financial moves for every single 18-year-old. You should think of this as your financial coming-of-age ceremony. Getting these 7 things right can literally set the entire trajectory for the rest of your life. Let's dig into a couple of the most important ones. Okay, so let's talk about getting a credit card. You've probably heard that all debt is bad, right? Well, that's kind of a myth. Using a credit card for your normal, everyday purchases, like gas for your car, and then paying it off in full every single month is the absolute fastest way to build a great credit score. And that score,
That's your golden ticket to getting good interest rates on the big stuff later, like a mortgage for a house. Next up, the big one, university. Is it a scam? Well, the answer is it depends. If you need a degree for a specific career path you want, like becoming a doctor or a nurse or a teacher, then yeah, it's an investment in your future. But if you're thinking about going into tens of thousands of dollars of debt for a degree with no clear job at the end of it, it might be worth looking at alternatives like apprenticeships or skilled trades where you can actually earn money while you learn. And this brings us to probably the most important distinction you will ever need to learn: the difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt helps you buy things that grow in value, assets, like a mortgage on a house. Bad debt is when you borrow money for stuff that loses value the second you buy it, like getting a loan for a brand new car you can't actually afford. You have to avoid bad debt like the plague. So we've gone through all the steps from age 13 all the way to 18. But why? Why is starting this stuff so early so unbelievably important? Let's take a look at the end game. It all comes back to one simple, powerful idea: compound interest. It's just interest earning interest. It's what makes that little snowball you started rolling way back when grow bigger and faster and bigger and faster as it rolls down the hill. It starts out quiet, you barely notice it, but over a few decades, it becomes an absolutely unstoppable financial avalanche. Now just look at this. This is the magic right here on the screen. If you start investing just $250 a month at age 18, you can end up with around $1.5 million by retirement. But if you wait just 10 years and start at 28, you end up with less than half of that, around $679,000. That 10-year head start is worth over $800,000. It's insane. That single decade is the most valuable financial asset you will ever have. The playbook is right here. The path is clear. So the only question left is the one on your screen. Looking at all this, what is the very first move you're going to make?